Hi everyone. So for today's yoga practice, it will be focused on our core. As we all know, the core is a very big muscle within the body and it tends to be one that a lot of people like to work on. So I thought I would create a practice based on working our core and finding different ways to use it and utilize it. So without further ado, let's begin. So we're going to begin in Shavasana. So laying down on your mat, you can either keep your hands at your sides, on your stomach, lay them outwards, whatever you want. And close your eyes. And breathe. If you don't feel you want to stay still this whole time, you can hug your knees in close to your chest and rock side to side, giving your back a massage, or just stay in your Shavasana, whatever you'd like. During today's practice, I want you to focus on being mindful. Not overworking your core. You want to be comfortable in the postures, but also feel the muscles working, but not to the point where you're in pain. Enjoying your time in this posture. Staying here for 5 more deep, long breaths. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your arms out to each side of your body, palms facing down. Then you're going to lift your knees up to the sky. And once you're there, you're going to lift your feet off the ground, pointing your feet towards the sky. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating our legs to the right. Your back will lift off the ground, but this is a core workout. We'll only be staying here for a little bit. Staying here for 5 more breaths. And on your next inhale, lifting your legs back up to the middle. And on your next inhale, rotating your legs over to the left. Staying here for 5 breaths. And on your next inhale, lifting back up. Then bringing your legs all the way back down, and you can just wiggle them out. And once you're ready, coming to seated. Alright, our next posture we'll be moving into is boat pose. So leaning back a little bit so you're resting on your tailbone. And you can keep your hands behind your thighs or bring them out. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift up. You can keep your legs here parallel to the ground or bring them all the way up. Staying here for 5 breaths, making sure to keep your heart open. And on your next exhale, bringing your legs back down. Kind of stretching your back if you need to. And then you're going to be coming into boat pose for 5 more breaths. And on your next exhale, bringing your legs back down. You're going to sweep your legs over, coming into tabletop. So again, making sure your shoulders, elbows and wrists are in line, and your hips and knees are in line. Keeping a flat back, and we're going to be moving into cat and cow. So when you inhale, drop your belly and look up to the sky. And when you exhale, curl your back in, dropping your head down. Pushing up off the ground. Inhale, dropping your belly, looking up. Exhale, arching your back, dropping your head. Doing this 4 more times, following your own breath. And on your next inhale, you're going to be curling your toes underneath you, lifting your knees and raising your hips up, coming into downward dog. You can pedal your feet out. Slowly coming to stillness, you're going to be raising your right leg up. And then inhale, bringing it in towards your forehead. Exhale, up. Inhale, bringing it to your forehead. Exhale, up. Inhale, bringing it to your forehead. Exhale, up. And then on your next inhale, you're going to be stepping it in between your feet, coming into a high lunge. So making sure your back toes are curled underneath. And this leg is bent. Making sure you can see your toes in front of your knee. You can either bring your hands to your hips or raise them above your head. Or bring them to heart center. On your next inhale, you're going to be dropping your hands towards the ground, bringing your right hand on the inside of your right foot and lifting your left hand up, stretching over. Staying here for 5 breaths. On your next exhale, dropping your left hand towards the ground, bringing your right hand back out, and then lifting back up. Staying here for 5 breaths. On your next exhale, reaching back down, and you're going to be bringing your right foot back, staying in a plank for 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, lifting your hips up. On your next inhale, lifting your left leg. Inhale, bring it to your forehead. Exhale, back out. Inhale to your forehead. Exhale, back out. Inhale to your forehead. Exhale, back out. And then inhale, bringing it through. Ooh. In between your hands. And coming up into a high lunge. And raising your hands above your head. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, bringing your left hand over in on the inside of your left foot and raising your right hand up. Staying here for 5 more breaths. And on your next exhale, bringing your right hand down, bringing your left hand back to the outer edge of your left foot, and standing back up into a high lunge for 5 more breaths. On your next exhale, dropping down, bringing your left foot back, and coming into a plank for 3 breaths. And lifting your hips up, coming into downward dog, looking in between your hands and hopping or stepping forward. Coming into a forward fold. Exhale or inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing your hands down to heart center, down to your sides, and coming into mountain pose. So making sure your feet are hips distant apart, palms facing outward, and breathe. You can wiggle out your legs a little if you need to, or just stay still. Staying here for 3 more breaths. You're going to be moving into 3 half sun salutations. So, as you inhale, lifting your arms above your head. Exhale, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Doing this 2 more times, following your own flow of breath. On your next exhale, bring your hands towards center. Inhaling them back up. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing your hands all the way to the ground, walking them forward, walking your feet back, coming into a downward dog. We're going to be moving into a downward dog and plank sequence. So as you exhale, coming into plank. Inhale, coming into downward dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward dog. Doing this 10 more times, following your own flow of breath. exhale, coming into plank, staying here for 3 breaths. On your next exhale, dropping your knees and coming into a child's pose. So just resting your hips back onto your feet, bringing your hands out in front of you and resting your head to the ground. If your head can't reach the ground, then just making a pillow with your hands. Allowing yourself to just relax in this child's pose. You just worked your body incredibly hard. Continuing to breathe. Staying in your child's pose for 5 more slow breaths. On your next inhale, bringing yourself back up into tabletop. And you're just going to be moving through that cat and cow sequence again for 5 breaths, following your own flow of breath. On your next inhale, coming back into tabletop, you're just going to be sweeping the feet around, coming to seated position. Alright, once you're in your seated position, we're going to be moving back into that boat pose. So you can lift your knees up towards the sky, slowly lifting your feet off the ground, rolling back onto your tailbone, bringing them straight up, bringing your arms, and staying here for 5 breaths. And on your next exhale, bring your legs back down. We're going to be coming down to lay down on our backs. Once you're here, just bring your knees close to your chest and rock side to side, giving your back a massage. We have one more posture before we go into our Shavasana. You're going to be bringing your legs back down to the ground. And our last posture for this practice before Shavasana is called Flying Fish Pose. So what you're going to want to do is first you're going to move your chin up towards the sky. So you're kind of laying right on the back of your crown of your head. And then you're going to want to bring your legs up towards the sky and arms out. So there will be an arch in your back. Staying here for 5 breaths. And on your next exhale, dropping back down. Bringing your legs out in front of you and coming into your Shavasana. So if you want, you can grab a pillow for your head or a blanket. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Move your hands wherever you feel you're most comfortable. And just breathe. This will be your relaxation posture. So just thanking your body for what it has allowed you to do today. You did just work your core pretty hard. And I added in some leg work in there too. And just relax. I will give you around 5 minutes in this posture, but you can stay in it for as long as you'd like. option is to stay in Shavasana. You can do that as well. If you are getting ready to get out of Shavasana, then start to make those movements more dramatic. Moving your arms, your legs, head side to side, and slowly opening your eyes. You're going to move into whatever side you want into the fetal position. Just lying there for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, slowly push yourself up and come to seated. Once you're there, bringing your hands to heart center, I'd like to thank you for joining me today for this core practice. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Namaste.